Hi, my name is Neb Camus Sen Atumure. This is another of our Black History series. This video is entitled The Nubians' Journey to Eternity. The most elaborate burials known to humans are found deep within the desert sands, in the tombs of the ancient Umduat, male rulers or pharaohs, and Urtat-at, female rulers. The royal burial ground is filled with immense riches, of which were proven to be an irresistible temptation to thieves, grave robbers, archaeologists, or whatever title they call themselves in the attempt to make their actions fair seeming. The magnificence of the ancient burial has not been surpassed throughout the centuries. Mummification is still being done today. One must wonder why the Egyptian burial of the deceased was so elaborate and focused on preserving things for the deceased in the afterlife. Couldn't the pharaohs have had a burial just as elaborate in one solid gold tomb without two extra layers? Was it glamour the Egyptians aimed for, or were these layers actually a ladder to the stars on earth? Without a doubt, our ancestors, the ancient Egyptians, had the most sophisticated culture that ever existed on earth. They were the civilizers and used their knowledge and technology to civilize all others. Not only are the pyramids placed exactly in the center of the Earth's axis, they are also aligned perfectly with the Orion constellation called by the ancients Sahu. The southern shaft of the Umduat, male rulers or pharaohs' chamber, was targeted to the Orion belt, while the northern shaft was aligned to the celestial pole, an imaginary line dividing the eastern and western hemispheres of the apparent sky globe encompassing the Earth, which is located at an altitude of nearly 32 to 33 degrees as observed from Giza. Sosis was the Egyptian name for the star Sirius, the dog star. Also Kelb, Keleb, Kulab, and Kulub. The ancient Egyptians thought that Sirius and the sun were the two most important heavenly bodies. Together, they marked the start of the year and the annual flood of the Nile. This happened when the star was seen in the horizon just before the rising of the sun in the east. It was close to the time when the sun moved into the constellation of Leo. Many centuries of observing this event allowed the architect Imhotep in 2686 BCE to plan the step pyramid at Saqqara, with its entrance oriented towards this point. The deity Azaru, Osiris, represented Orion, and to the left of him was the star Sirius, which represented Aset, Isis. Together, they would light up the sky at shadow hour. Giant temples were built for them, with their corridors oriented towards the point where the dog star would rise. The light of Cyrus would be channeled along the corridor to flood the altar in the inner sanctum. One such temple to the star Sirius was the temple of Hathor in Dendera. The ancient Egyptians mapped out the stars and knew all the electromagnetic grids of the earth. They also knew how to channel this energy which emanated from the pyramids for use in their own daily lives. In Ishara or Shambhala, the underworld, they have created what is called Star Gateway, where they can step through and interdimensionally transport themselves. They are an advanced society by far, have surpassed people on the surface of the earth in technology. Shambhala is the capital of the biggest subterranean world. Shambhala itself is the holy place where the earthly world links with the higher states of consciousness. It is a galactic United Nations as opposed to the Earth's surface United Nations. It has the largest library and medical library on this side of the galaxy. The most common term as taught by the malevolent beings is hell. Thus, the term "Oh hell" or "hello," a common greeting of the Satanists, simply meaning hell is low. When "Oh hell" is used in the Torah, Old Testament, it's for a tent, or it is in reference to the sacred tent of Jehovah, a tabernacle. You find the word "Oh hell." They are the sacred tents of Yahuwah. The sacred tabernacle refers to the inner city called Shambhala or Agartha. Fear not, for in your secular teachings you have been taught also of Shambhala, yet it was called hell. The Greeks call it Hades. The Egyptians call it Umduat. In the ancient teachings of the Egyptians, Aztecs, Hindus, Mayans, and Japanese are legends of the existence of the underworld. In the Egyptian Book of the Dead, a strange boatman had charge of the souls of the dead. The boat would either transport the human soul up into the region of the stars, or if the soul needed more basic training or possibly more discipline, the boatman will pilot the souls along the river Styx. And this river led deep down into the interior of the earth. Many of the chambers of the pyramids, and also in numerous cities all over the world, there are chambers leading into the inner world. In Ishara, they use power called blast electricity, whose source is from the compression of air and its connection with electricity. This ties in with the shifting of weights, which was the secret to the building of the pyramids. This is explained a little later. They also get their power from the energy grid that surrounds the planet. A grid is a network of uniformly spaced horizontal and perpendicular lines, specifically one used for locating points by means of a system of coordinates. This is the main reason why extraterrestrials want your planet. The magnetic field is one of the most valuable assets on your planet because it has an endless amount of free energy. The poles of the grid were spaced at different distances from the north geometric pole, and this arrangement set up a series of geometric harmonics which were directly related to the speed of light, mass, and gravity. The interaction of the two grid poles created a harmonic resonance, which in turn formed a third resultant grid. The theoretical position for the three grid poles on the northern hemisphere are as follows. Grid pole A equals latitude 72.4266 degrees, longitude 50 degrees west, 1054.4 minutes of arc from the North Pole. Grid pole B equals latitude 78.4266 degrees, longitude 105 degrees west, 649.4 minutes of arc from the North Pole. Resultant. Grid pole C equals latitude 75.6 degrees, latitude, longitude 98.5 degrees west, 864 minutes of arc from the North Pole. Reciprocal positions will be similar or will give similar value for the southern hemisphere. A grid is an intelligent geometric pattern into which the Earth, also known as the crystalline Earth, is divided. It is very ancient and has been utilized by a number of civilizations. The Earth and its energies are organized. The geometric pattern of the Earth grid is energetic in nature. The Earth's energy, organized in a precise web, was once and can be again the source of free, inexhaustible supply of power, once powering all the civilizations of higher technological achievement. Some say that the grid is an interactive spiritual workshop for the purposes of aligning of humans with planetary energies through the megalithic temple like at Esther Island and its megaliths, the Great Pyramid and Hudson Bay, present location of the North Magnetic Pole. The Coral Castle, today located in Homestead, Florida, that was built by one man named Edward Lee Scanlon, is the location of Earth grid number 18. The West Lobe is what pulled Florida down and opened the Keys area up. The East Lobe is the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle, when active, is a powerful diamagnetic levitator. The Earth grid is seen as a living hologram of the organization of the solar system, intricately linked with the life and destiny of human beings. One way the grid energy was used was electricity. Electricity could be generated in the form of a battery. This was represented by a Jed pillar, which was none other than a simple pile battery, meaning a nuclear reactor. The Jed or Z is thought to represent the backbone of Asaru, Osiris, whose sparks were as bright as the septet, Sirius star. The Jed produced a stable electric current like a modern-day battery and is considered to be the greatest invention of all time. The Jed battery was made by placing two dissimilar metals on either side of a piece of papyrus soaked in salt or water or acid. Greater power was accessed by increasing the number of units of zinc and copper in the metals. The ancient Egyptians were scientists. They knew how chemicals interacted and how to divide substances like water into molecules of hydrogen and oxygen. They also knew to design an electromagnetic antenna called a pyramid. In ancient Egyptian drawings, you would find men holding coils. These coils were tuned to the reverse flow of vortex energy generated between two separate opposing sites. A site A and a site B were tuned to the south pole vortex. Understand? The huge block of stone to be moved was struck by the rod and tuned to the south pole field. Two south pole fields repel each other. The block would then float down the walkway. That's how we move those huge blocks to build pyramids, and not any of the stupid methods hypothesized by these signifying caveman scientists. Between the avenue of the sphinxes stood two generators, an A and a B. A is sending, B is receiving. Between these two antennas or antennae, a solitron or vortex field is generated. So once the principle of the Jed was understood, the principles of the Ankh remained the greatest challenge to European scientists. The Ankh is called the Grand Master's Key. It is the grand emblem of masonry, a symbol of immortality. You may have noticed a set of grooves or lines in the center of some Ankhs, especially the one belonging to Tut Ankh Amun. The grooves were a very sensitive spark gap made from a sheet of glass covered with tin foil. The foil is divided into several strips of very fine razor cuts. Using an instrument such as the Hertz loop detector, sparks are easily seen or observed jumping across each gap in the foil. You, as Egyptians, must know these truths. The Nitirt Ma'at represents truth, indispensable in the cause of justice. Her symbol is the feather of truth, against which the heart is weighed in the judgment. She bears an Ankh, which is the oracle of truth, hence the story of the weighing of the heart for good and evil. To be continued at video number 2. We hope you learned something from this video. We urge you to share this video and to subscribe to the only channel where you will learn true ancient Egyptian mysteries. No more lies, no more guesswork. So share, subscribe, click the like button below. See you at the next video.